Hello students, welcome to the new video for our practical session, that is PLC and SCADA. In the first PLC SCADA experiment, we will be looking the on and off of lamp by using PLC, and also we are going to verify the logic gates. Okay. So the first experiment number 1 for PLC and SCADA subject is interfacing of lamps and buttons with PLC for on and off operation, and we are also going to verify the logic gates. Okay, so let's proceed. So the main aim of our experiment is to develop a ladder diagram. Okay, to develop a ladder diagram of lamp and button with PLC for on and off operation. Okay, means we are actually turning on and off the lamp with the help of button. Okay, but with the help of PLC by using push button. Okay, so we are going to use a push button as an input. Okay, so this is our main aim for this experiment. Now we will look the equipments used in our experiment. So the most important one is the PLC trainer kit. Okay, which is digital or plus analog. Okay, the next one is for programming purpose we are using a software that is called as ladder programming software, and the third one is the communication cable. Okay, for communication between the devices, and the last one is the PC, a PC through which we will be we are developing the software program and for giving the commands for the PLC. Okay, so these are the equipments which is been used in the experiment. Okay, now we will look the kit, means the PLC trainer kit, the actual trainer kit which we will be going to see in this video. Okay, so we are using Allen Bradley Micrologics 1200 PLC. So this is the 1200, means it is a PLC series. Allen and Bradley, these two were the two persons who actually developed this PLC. Okay, Allen Bradley PLC, it is a famous PLC which is widely used, and 1200 denotes the series of that PLC. Okay, now it has actually 14 digital inputs. Remember this, 14 digital inputs and 10 digital outputs. We are giving 14 digital inputs and we are taking out 10 digital outputs. Then again we are using, this is the in this we are using digital inputs. Now we will be seeing a digital input and output. In this we are using two analog inputs and two analog outputs. Okay, 14 digital inputs, 10 digital outputs, 2 analog inputs and 2 analog outputs. Okay, so in this trainer kit it has been built in with DC regulated power supply for interface modules. Okay, so it has built in DC regulated power supply, Again it has start, stop and input simulation switches. So there are actually switches in that start switch is there, stop switch is there, and input simulation switches is there, and we also have connectors there for connecting the input and outputs. Okay, it has also 230 volt AC with built-in fuse protection. For protection purpose there is a fuse protection, spare fuse and self limit main switch. Okay, for if the voltage exceeds a certain limit, then in that case 230 volt limit switch is also provided. Okay, then we have 9-pin RS232 serial communication port for communicating between the devices. Okay, so RS232 serial communication port is also present on the PLC trainer kit. Okay, so this is the introduction for the PLC trainer kit, equipments and the aim. Now we will look some of the theoretical part. Okay, in the theoretical part we will see some basics of the PLC. Means let's start. The first PLC is developed in 1960s or early 1970s. Okay, so the first PLC is developed in 1960s and early 1970s. So the main aim of for developing the PLC is to replace the relay logic system. Why we need to replace the relay logic system? Because it has several disadvantages. It has moving parts, it's slow, means it's slow responsive. Okay, it takes much time as compared to the current PLCs. So for the replacement, we developed the PLC. Okay, so there are actually variable input devices like push buttons, toggle switches, limit switches, relay contacts and sensors. So these are the devices which are widely used as an input to the PLC. Okay, now we will see the basic PLC diagram. Okay, the components of PLC diagram. Okay, now let's see. In middle there is a processor. Okay, in middle there is a processor. We can also call it as CPU or central processing unit. Okay, now for working the CPU we need a power supply, right? Power supply is needed. Power supply. Okay, power supply is needed for turning on the CPU. Okay, then in this CPU we are going to take inputs. Okay, we are going to take inputs and we are going to take output from this CPU also. Means here, so here are the outputs. Okay, and here are the inputs, and here are the outputs. Okay, then in the CPU there are which consist of memory. Okay, memory, there are actually two types of memory used. Okay, the first one is the data memory, right, and the second one is the programming memory. Okay, in CPU there are actually two types of memory, data memory and programming memory. Okay, and inputs we can provide switches or push buttons, etc. So these are the inputs which are used for giving to the CPU. And now we will see the outputs. So outputs may be relay or motor, alarms, lamps, right, etc. So these are the outputs, okay, which is used in the PLC. Okay, for programming the PLC, we are using one operator is there, operator, or we can call them as programmer, or that particular engineer. Okay, engineer, we can also call it as engineer, we can also call them as an engineer. So these are the main components which are used in the PLC. Okay, in detail we will be explaining, I will be explaining this to you in our future videos, but for this purpose it is sufficient. Okay, so this is the basics of the PLC. Now we will look the procedure part of the experiment. So it has several advantages over electromechanical relays. Okay, so it has simple programming. Okay, we with the help of ladder programming we actually perform the programming in a very simple steps. Okay, without intervention we can also change the programming in between. Okay, if I want to change my programming or ladder programming in between, means I have to add some inputs or remove some inputs or outputs, then I can easily do in the ladder programming. Okay, it has simple construction, it has but more cost than the other devices, automated devices. It is more reliable. Okay, it has also more reliability than the other devices. It has low maintenance cost. It has low maintenance cost because it has no moving part, so it has a low maintenance cost. It has high reliability and maintainability as discussed. It has small physical size. Okay, according to the applications, it has been in small sizes also, and it has large sizes also. It has ability to communicate with the computers, okay, personal computers or other automated devices for communication or transferring data or controlling purpose also. It has more economical than other automation devices. It has rugged construction and modular design. So what is modular design? Means we can modify the input and the output according to our applications. Okay, now we will see the procedure part. Okay, so in the procedure, the first point is the precautions we should take. Okay, precautions. Okay, so precautions. So first we have to take the precaution is that ensures points for proper functioning. Okay, ensure points for proper functioning of trainer kit. Proper functioning, if all the points are working properly. Proper functioning of points in trainer kit. Okay, now the next point is the it should be supplied with single phase 230 volt AC with plus minus 10%, okay, at 50 Hertz supply. Okay, third one is the switches. All the switches on the PLC trainer kit, switches on kit should be at off position. Okay, so means there will be a toggle. We have to toggle the PLC, means upside or downside. Okay, next one is the no module is interfaced. No module is interfaced means we have to check this point. Means there will be no interfacing present before after starting the before switching on the trainer kit. Okay, now the fifth one is the self illuminated switches is off. Self illuminated switches should be off. Now we will look the part B, that is experimental procedure. Okay, in the experimental procedure, first one is the ensure main supply is single phase. Okay, single phase 230 volt AC. Okay, with 10 plus minus 10%. Okay, and 50 Hertz supply. Okay, then connect main cable. Okay, main cable and turn on. Means we have to give the single phase 230 volt 10 with 10% plus minus additional supply or less supply with 50 Hertz frequency. Then we have to connect the main cable and then we have to turn on. Okay, after turning on okay, after turning on, then we have to ensure main switch illuminated is on. After turning on, we should ensure, ensure the illuminated switch is on, okay, and power on LED on the PLC module is on. Power on LED of PLC is also lit, means it should be indicating, okay. Then we have to, means this is the fourth point. Then fifth point, what we have to do is to test and start the stop button, before before the step we have to toggle the input simulation switch, okay. Toggle the input simulation switch, toggle input simulation switch, and observe the appropriate input LED. Observe the input LED, okay. So this is the fifth procedure. Then we have to test the, then what, after toggling the switch, then we have to start and stop push button, okay. We have to start and stop the push button, which are inputs, right? These are the inputs in PLC, these are the inputs, okay. Then we have to select the appropriate program, select program, connect module, okay. Then we have to connect the module. What is module? Means the input module or the output module as desired, okay, according to the desired condition. Then we have to choose the module and execute the program, and execute the program, okay. So these are the steps, okay. We should be doing well, performing the experimental work, okay. Means we have to turn on the single phase AC supply, then connect the main cable and turn on the, after turning on, we should ensure that the switch is in illuminated switch is there, it should be on, it should be in on position. Then the LED on the PLC is also lit. Then we have to toggle input simulation, okay, switch. We have to toggle the input simulation and observe the input LED, which whether it is working or not. Then we have to start and stop the push button according to the conditions. Then we have to also select the program, okay, the program written in the program memory. We have to select the program, connect the module according to the inputs, then the desired outputs we will be get, okay. And in this only the execution of the programming takes place. Also there is a procedure for shutdown procedure. Shutdown procedure means, what is the shutdown procedure? First we have to disconnect all the interfacing modules or devices, okay. We have to disconnect all these modules and devices which are connected to the PLC, okay. Then we have to switch off and remove main cable. Switch off mains means we have to switch off the main supply and remove cables, remove the cable. Then store the means we have to keep the trainer kit in the safety custody. Store the trainer kit, okay. So this is the shutdown procedure, okay. So we you should remember this procedure, okay. Procedure, precautions, procedure, what precautions we should take care before starting the experiment on the trainer kit, okay. The supply should be off, and no module is interface. Illuminated switch is also off. Then we have to do the experimental procedure, that is we have to connect the single phase, connect main cable, check whether it is turn on or off with the help of illuminated switch. Okay, then we have to check the PLC LED is on or off. Then we have to toggle the simulation switch, okay, and observe the input LED. Then we have to start and stop the push button, okay, manually stop the push button. Then we have to select the program and execute the program. After completing the procedure, then we have to shut down. There is also a shutdown procedure, that is this is the shutdown procedure. We have to disconnect all the interfacing module. That if it is input module is connected, then we have to remove that, disconnect that in the input module and also output module, and then we have to switch off the main supply, then remove the cable and keep the trainer kit at safe location. Okay. Now practically we are actually doing this type of programming on a ladder means it is called as ladder diagram, right? Ladder diagram. We are actually performing this ladder diagram on a software that is Allen Bradley. Okay, Allen Bradley RS Logix 500 PLC. So Allen Bradley, okay, it is a software name. Okay, Allen Bradley software Allen Bradley RS Logix 500 PLC. So 500 means it is a series on which we are actually going to perform the PLC programming. Okay, so after drawing my PLC programming on this software, okay, then I will what I will do, there will be a run option there. Okay, after drawing my ladder programming there, I will click on the run option. So after pressing run option, the output will starts to glow. Means what I have to do is only that I have to just press this NO, it will become NC, then the lamp here will be glown. Okay, in that particular software you will see a green indication here. Okay, if it is open, then it will denoted with the red indication. Okay, red indication, and it is a green indication. Okay, so this is the type this is the first experiment actually we will see. Okay, but what you have to remember in this practical is that after pressing that NO, it will become NC, then the current will start to flow, and that current will flow through the lamp and the lamp will glow. Okay, then if I press the N, okay, NC will be there, NC also will be there. If I press the button NO again, then it will become NC. Okay, it will be open like this, and no current will flow to the lamp, then it will become off condition. Okay, on and off. So it's our practical title. Okay, after pressing these two switches only, we are actually going to turn on and off the the lamp. Okay, in this video we will look some ladder logic instruction. Okay, ladder logic instruction. Okay, the first one is the NC. Okay, NC means normally closed. Normally closed means its symbol is denoted like this. Okay, this is NC. Okay, so this line denotes that it is a NC. Okay, so if I am using this NC symbol in my ladder programming, so in ladder programming we draw these parallel lines, then this horizontal line, in that horizontal line I'll keep this NC here. Then there is also one output, so output is denoted by this symbol, output. Okay, so this will be input. Okay, and this parallel line, this horizontal line is called as rung. Okay, if it is NC, then this parallel lines is called as supply, right? Supply. So this is the positive terminal, or this is the negative or neutral terminal. When this is NC, then the whatever the output is connected here, okay, whatever the output is connected here will allow the current to flow through it. If this condition is true, if input is true, then the current will start from this position to this, and if the output is bulb, then it will start to glow. Okay, so this is how the NC switch is used. Then the second one means also if means in logic terms it is denoted with the help of 1. Means 1 means it is a high. Okay, high or on. High or on, it can be anything. If it is 0, then it is low or off. Okay, so this is the NC. Then the next one is the NO. NO is normally open. Okay, so normally open symbol is denoted like this. Normally open. Okay, if I draw this in my ladder programming, then this is NO and this is my output. Okay, output or NO. It is normally open. So with the help of NO, means it is NO or NC. It is also called as push buttons, right? Push buttons or toggle, right? So if this condition is like this only, then the current will comes from here, but the current will see no path, then it will not get to the output. So this condition is false, means rung condition is false. Rung condition is false. Okay, so I hope you understand that NC is normally closed and NO is normally open. Okay, and the third one is the output. Okay, output means it has coil, so it can be motor, lamp, alarm. Okay, so if my ladder diagram is like this, okay, this is NO, then I will connect NC, then the output. Okay, NO, NC, then output. So if I press the NO button, okay, like this, then this connection will be on, then the current starts to flow from this. Okay, so this is how actually the ladder programming is done. So also in this experiment we have to verify all the logic gates, but instead of verifying all the gates, I'll verify the two important logic gates, that is AND and OR. Okay, so we know that AND logic gate is denoted by this shape. Okay, A and B are the inputs. Okay, so these are the inputs and these are the outputs. These are the input and these are the output. So this is the input side, this is the output side. The A and B are the two inputs given at the one end of the AND gate. Then what happens at the output is that actually A and B are the multiplied. Okay, A and B are multiplied at the output side. So A into B denotes the output. Okay, means it is the combination of A and B. So according to the result, we actually drawn a truth table, that is A and B are the two inputs and Y is the output. So let's suppose my A is 0, means A is low. Okay, as I have said, 0 denotes low and 1 denotes high value. Okay, let's suppose my both the inputs are low, then my output will also be low. If my one input is low but second output is high, then in that case my output will remain off, means off or low. If similarly my first input is high and my second input is low, then my output will be remain low. if my both the inputs are high, means 1 denotes high, that when my both the inputs are high, then my output will also become high. So this is the truth table condition for AND gate. Okay, now we will see the ladder programming for AND gate. Okay, so my ladder programming for AND gate is this. Okay, so this is the input, this is the output, these both are the inputs and this is the output. Okay, so input is shown like this and output is shown like this. So let's suppose my both the inputs are 0 0, means 0 0 0 0, then no current will flow. Okay, no current will flow, then my output will be remained 0. Okay, the first condition in the truth table. Then if my input, first input is low and the second input is high, means what will happen, this NO becomes NC. Then what will happen, the current will not flow from this side only, then it will not come till here. Okay, then also the output is not on. The third condition is if this condition is NC, okay, and this is NO, okay, this is NO, then my current will flow from there till the here point, but it will see no path further, then it will stop here only and will not turn on the output. Similarly, the last case is the 1 1. If I'll give both these inputs as high, okay, 1 1, then it will, the NO becomes NC, both the NO becomes NC and the output will be glown. Okay, so this is the ladder programming for AND gate. So in this ladder logic, we will do addition. Okay, in the AND gate we have done the multiplication, then in this OR gate we will do the addition. Okay, A and B is added and then the output is we get. Okay, A and B, this is the truth table. If both the inputs are 0, then the output is also 0. If any of the input is high, then the output will be also high. So this is the ladder diagram. Okay, so if A and B are denoted like in the parallel condition, if my 1 is on, okay, 1 is on, still my output will glow. If my B is on, then also my output will glow like this. The current will flow from this point to like this. Okay, if my both the inputs are off 0 0, then only the output will be remain off. If both the inputs are high, then also my output will be on. Okay, now we conclude our experiment with that, like we interface the lamp. Okay, we interface the lamp, okay, by using on and off operation. We developed a ladder programming for PLC, and we also verified the 2 logic gates. Okay, you can also verify all the logic gates. There are many logic gates remaining, so you can also verify all the logic gates. Okay, so thank you.